Okay, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
Welcome to Beyond the Net, episode 6.
Episode 6.
Pretty amazing, Coach Vijay, huh?
I'm a little I'm a little sweaty, so
That's okay, we just played.
we just got off the court.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
We didn't get a lot of sleep last night, but we decided to get up and
Yes.
play
I
at
got an
5:30.
hour of sleep left.
Yeah, so, no, it's all good. So episode 6, the team here again, thanks to the audiovisual team, Sean, Steven, and Heather, and we should be seeing episode 4 and then 5 a couple days later,
Yeah.
and then episode 6, and we're lucky to have a special guest today,
Yeah, I already
Coach
spilled the
Vijay.
beans. Right?
That's okay.
I spilled the beans.
You did that with Robbie, that's okay. Spilling the beans is all right.
Yeah, we have Jessica Foster. She's
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
people are probably going, who's Jessica Foster?
Right?
Yeah,
So
we're going to find that out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna find that out.
Yeah,
I forgot your title.
Athletic coordinator,
There you go.
Coordinator. And you took over.
AKA Aaron's boss.
Oh, that's good.
way to start
edit
off,
that out.
Jessica.
Don't
Oh
edit
my
that
God,
out.
I love that. That's really good.
Yes.
This is your first semester right here,
Yeah, started in July.
and you took over for Mrs. Johnson.
Yeah, she had been out for a year, so we'll
Okay.
get into how this all
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that.
stars aligned, but it was pretty
I
cool.
love that.
So.
Coach,
Um,
can you give us an update just
yeah, let's do
from
the
just
update.
on the tourney where we're winding down, right?
Right. We've been running since the end of our JV season. We've officially named it the Catholic Central
Father Kaufman Memorial
Tournament.
Tennis Tournament.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah. So this is the first year we named it that,
Good.
and
And Robbie's
we're
going to help us with a plaque, Jess,
Okay.
that we can put in the hallway and have the names of the
the winners.
Oh,
winners.
that's great, yeah.
to keep it going.
So we're
God rest his soul.
we're down to the finals,
Yeah.
and Max Metropolis
hmm
won the singles title. over
Way to go, Max.
Brody Craig.
Yeah.
And we're the doubles will be tomorrow. It'll be Max and Guillermo Garza versus Brody Craig and Jack
Logars.
Logar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. That'll be
They're
terrific.
supposed scheduled to play tomorrow.
And you're out, so I'll
Yeah.
come to the courts
Yeah.
tomorrow and make
Yeah,
sure we can
so
kick that off.
We're at the end of it.
Yeah, it's great.
That's awesome.
And we also have
we'll
the-
hand out the trophies at our banquet on the 21st.
That's great. And we already have the MVP voting done
Yeah, it's pretty well done.
and most improved player. We think we have
already
that.
decided. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So
we
it'll
we
be-
won't spill the beans on that yet.
We'll try not to. We'll try not to.
But
Okay.
I am. What a day yesterday.
Mhm.
You know, it was my 36th anniversary of. What did you think it was?
I don't know.
Yeah, what? It's the 36th anniversary of my asking my wife out the first time ever.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
wow.
the sweetest thing,
Yeah,
VJ.
what were you thinking it was?
I thought it was your
I was going to say wedding anniversary. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say that.
Yeah. How many years you married?
89, 35 years.
Wow.
Okay, that's
Congratulations to you.
That's great.
But it's the third. We always celebrate the 5th
That's wonderful,
of
VJ.
November.
I didn't know
when
that.
I called her up. And,
That's nice. So where'd you go on? Did you rekindle the date? You get a root beer and a burger?
Yesterday?
Yeah. Come on.
No, we didn't go to Lansing. And
Okay. Nice.
all right. So
Okay,
let's-
so
let's-
Jessica,
Yes.
great to have you here.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So tell us about how you got here.
So, well, a little bit background of me. I am a Western Michigan grad. Go Broncos.
Nice.
So, yes. And I actually got my degree in like early childhood, child psychology, things like that.
Nice.
Started my career off as a teacher, moved my way into assistant principal.
What did you teach? Oh, really?
Yeah. And then
What did you teach?
just early childhood education. And we, after college, moved out to Washington State because my husband works for Boeing.
Oh, no
So,
kidding,
yeah,
Jess.
so that's where I started out, is teaching out there. Really big like Montessori schools out there,
Yeah, I
and
love that.
private education and things like that. So that's kind of where we started.
Is
And
your husband an engineer?
yes, yep, for
There
Boeing.
you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Retired engineer here.
I say
Nice.
Boeing. Sorry, people. You know,
That's
everybody's.
okay.
But yeah.
He had nothing to do with it.
No, right, yeah, because he does work from home, so he didn't have anything to do with anything. But yeah, so we moved out there, started our careers out there. We didn't like being so far away from family because we're originally from Michigan. So
Okay.
he asked to get transferred out to Pennsylvania.
Oh, good.
Worked there. Boeing's also a hub in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
That was only like an 8-hour drive to Michigan. That's where we had both of our children. And then once that happened, we were like, we got to get back home for the help and things like that. And that's
Sure.
where I got
So I'm always curious, how did you meet your husband?
college. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
at Western.
At
Yeah,
Western.
at Western, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
So we got there and then did a little bit of exploring before we got married and had
Yeah.
kids. And yeah, so then I was a teacher, assistant principal, school education manager. So I was in charge of curriculum, having the teachers learn the curriculum and teach it in the proper way.
That's so good.
And then took some time off just to be with the kiddos.
So you were principal of what? A high-
Assistant principal of like an early childhood center. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
For
amazing.
several years. So believe it or not, that's a tough job because
Oh, sure.
most of the
parents
time,
are probably the tougher.
well, yeah, because a lot of the times the parents that are coming there, these are their firstborn children, babies, don't know what they're doing, very
Yeah.
nervous,
Yeah.
high end anxiety, things like that. So that was hard to navigate, but me having a kid myself, it was easy
Mm-hmm.
for me to talk with them and let them know and things like that. So definitely hard job, but it was worth it.
So interesting how our careers take us different places.
Yeah, yes.
I graduated with a degree in psych and special ed
Yeah.
and taught emotionally
didn't know
disturbed children in Harlem
Oh, wow.
on 118th Street and First Avenue.
Okay.
We were able to bring a visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and tactile approach to learning to the bowels of New York City. And I got to do that for a year with 3 other amazing educators, and we were excessed out in the budget crisis of 1976. So we got to do it for a year, and
Yeah.
it's made some great
Right.
strides to get these unfortunate children who've been through the horrors of
Sure.
a life that's not so good.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how
You got to pivot.
you got to pivot.
Yeah,
you
I know.
Yeah, and you did too.
I did because, having 2 young kids and working 11, 12-hour days just wasn't going
Right,
to
Jessica.
work for me and my family. So took some time off, decided what I want to do and what
So
do
you were
I
a
love.
stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, for a while, and then decided, I love sports. I love everything about it. I can still kind of deal with kids and parents, but from like an arm's length, things like that, and still use some of the things. So it just so happened when I was going back to work, Farmington Public Schools had an opening.
Yeah.
So I interviewed for that and did that job for the last few years. But there's a little different. I handled 6 schools and
6.
both genders. So,
So who
there
were
was a lot
schools?
going on.
So Farmington,
Farmington,
Stevenson.
nope, Farmington, North Farmington, and then 4 middle schools they have in there.
Wow.
So we handled middle school sports, boys and girls. So yeah, it was always busy. But it was great because it gave me the flexibility I needed with my family at
Yeah,
that
sure.
time. And also, again, like I was dealing with coaches, which was great, sports, things like that. Would go to games, help out, things like that. So
That's
I
amazing.
enjoyed it because that was my passion as a kid. I have a sports background as a child and played competitively and things like that. So
That's
What did
So-
you play?
I played soccer. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
And actually, I played for the Michigan Hawks. So Coach Police, he coaches for them.
No.
But he was not there when I started. I like to joke with Aaron that I was like the OG of the Hawks because that's before it got popular and things like that.
No kidding.
When I played for the Hawks, we were kind of blowing everybody out. So we started what they all have kind of now is we traveled to like the Midwest to play other teams.
Oh, so you did like a travel just
Yeah.
to go, yeah.
Because
The competition.
right. So and now that's like what you hear of everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
I did Hawks from 7 till 18, so I was a Hawk for life, and so it was funny when I saw that Coach Police had Hawks under there. I'm like, do you know so and so? And so we connected that way. And now Aaron always makes fun of me because he's always like, I always got to hear about the Hawks whenever Coach comes in. So, but yeah, I love soccer. My daughter's starting out in that right now, and so is my son. So.
How old are your children?
My daughter Jordan is 5. She's in kindergarten, and my son Kason is in 2nd grade, and he's 7.
Nice.
So we're pretty busy, and
The future quarterback.
I don't know. Probably I don't know. He dabbles, and he loves golf.
Oh, good.
He baseball, and then he wasn't old enough to do kind of the typical football, but he did flag football. So their team pretty good, and that's kind of the route how I started to meet Aaron and get all into this universe of all this. So it's pretty wild how paths cross. Which
So
is pretty
did
cool.
CC seek you out when you were at Farmington, or they knew the job you were doing?
No, so it's kind of funny you say that because so my son started playing for the Walled Lake Braves, which is
I know.
the youth organization
Yeah,
for
sure.
football. Just so happened that the year he started, which was 1st grade, so did Aaron's kids.
Oh,
Brooks.
no kidding.
So Brooks was in.
Aaron has two sons?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brooks and both.
Yeah,
So
Brooks, yeah.
Brooks ended up being on Kaysen's team, and Lauren, his wife, and I became really good friends and hang out on the sidelines.
It's just funny how
yeah,
the connection.
I
and
love
we were
this.
just chit chatting and having fun, and connected great. We're still really great friends, and we talk like every day. But anyway, so he had just started coming around to practices, and
Yeah.
I would be wearing like Farmington stuff or on the phone with some sort of
Yeah.
something that was going on, and he's like, "What do you do?" And I explained to him. He's like, "You got to be kidding me." He said, the lady that does your position just retired, so I don't have anybody. So it was
No
kind of
way.
a year-long chit-chat about me getting over here and working on that and things like that. And I'm like, I'm ready to come whenever. And so finally, in the summer, it worked out that we were able to get over here. And it was just perfect because I'm always a firm believer in, like, you meet certain people in your life
No question.
Oh,
at
yes.
certain times for certain
Yes.
reasons.
Absolutely.
And I was like, Lauren and Aaron, good family friends now. Our kids come over, we get together, things like that. But
That's so good.
this position, and it's weird because this is kind of a niche position that I do.
Yeah,
You
for
you
sure.
don't meet many people that do it, and the people that do it, like Nancy, are in it 15 some years at least. So nobody's
yeah.
really leaving.
Yeah, of course.
So it was just wild that
The opening
at the
was
time
good.
I needed it at Farmington. It was great
That's
to
so
get
good.
the ball rolling in the athletics, and then it got me over here. So
What a blessing.
it's a wild story, and
And
that's
I gotta say,
Yeah.
you hit the ground running.
Yeah.
And you didn't miss a beat.
yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty amazing.
And
Coordinating
and the
everything.
reason we asked you here is because you were always so helpful
Always.
in the season.
Thank you.
We need we have a new match. We need a bus.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's part of being the coordinator. I'm always a lot of things that go on behind the scenes to get everything ready for you coaches is, weeks out, I'm coordinating with the other schools, making sure they have the same schedule as we do, because there's lots of times where they say, oh, well, you're home or you're away or this
Yeah,
or that.
yeah,
So, if we know in advance that there's some sort of mishap, we can get that taken care of and get that handled and, get a bus and things like that. But a lot of times it's just the part of my job that's challenging is maybe sometimes waiting on other schools because they don't always have the staff that we have. They don't have
Yeah.
the departments like we do. So it's, and some principals
you
are
are so
also,
right.
yeah.
I've talked to other coaches.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll be there if we can get a bus.
Right, yeah.
I have to go
Yeah.
coordinate the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
So,
So
it's,
you don't know how much that just takes
yeah,
the burden off of
it helps. And, even like sometimes like the coaches are principals of their school or
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ADs
exactly.
are their principals and they're already
Yeah.
in, head deep with other things that go on. But so there's just a lot of moving parts that go on behind the scenes. But typically that's kind of why, it's nice for me to be here because Aaron and Dave are always pulled in so many different directions.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
a lot of times you don't see them. The joke is that Aaron either needs an old school beeper or an air tag because nobody ever knows where he is. So his wife has his tracker, so I'll always say, where is he? No, just joking. But she does track him. But yeah, so I'm always in the office, so
Yeah.
if people need anything, a lot of times I'll get parent calls, and that's something that I can help with, like tryouts or what's going on, or do my kids know, or
It's
do they
amazing.
not know? So, it's just nice for me to be there to help. Coordinate everything and be there, like if there's things that Dave was working on and he has a lot on his
Yeah.
plate, especially with coaching, I can help with that, take some things off his plate, Aaron's plate, things like that, keep them organized. It's a big one.
Yeah.
So
And you're a
let-
team of one.
So let-
You
let-
believe
let-
that, Vijay? Jessica's a team of one.
So let me put you on the spot. So
Yeah.
what's the hardest part about working for Aaron?
Oh, I don't think there's really anything hard about working for him. It's just I got to
We
make.
can edit this out.
Oh no, I just think it's like I said. He's
So
always
busy.
being pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
So sometimes people are asking me questions that I don't normally have the answers to
Right.
or I do, but I don't want to speak on it unless I make
Yeah.
sure he agrees
Yeah.
with it or this or that. So
Makes
a
sense.
lot of times just a waiting game, things like that. That it's not anything difficult. It's just like students will come down. That's
Yeah.
one of the awesome parts about having my office in here is
You
like
get
at
to
Farmington.
interact.
Yeah, Farmington. I was at a middle school. My office was just in a little middle school. I wasn't even with the business office. I wasn't at the high schools. You couldn't be everywhere.
Okay.
So I never really got to meet the student athletes or anything like that. So it's so cool. They come down every day. Even when Aaron was gone on vacation, they'd come down and have lunch with me or
That's
talk and things.
so
or
great.
I'll check in with them. How's everything going? How you feeling about the games or things like that. So it's just nice to have that connection with the boys. I've enjoyed it, and usually there's like good laughs going on, or
Yeah.
they'll come down to talk to us. Sometimes they just want to talk. I think maybe they're feeling stressed or whatnot. They don't
No
ever
doubt.
go into detail, but
Yeah.
it's just nice. They know they can come down and have that environment with us there and hang out.
It's a safe place.
Yeah.
For especially that you're here is
Yeah.
just amazing.
So I'm really enjoying it.
What other questions do we have?
Yeah, well, I think you feel what we feel. There's no place like CC.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been asked so many times, like, well, what's it like working at all boys school, this and that? And my biggest takeaway that I tell everybody is just the atmosphere with not even the coaches, the staff, everybody, but to me, it's the kids. I want to instill that in my son because it's like I walk in the door and the boys hold the door for me. They let me in.
1,000%,
Yeah.
They
Well,
say,
that's so
good
nice.
morning, Miss Foster, how are you? Or they'll come in out of their way to say hello, or, I dropped something, somebody picks it up.
Right, Jess.
You don't get that everywhere.
No.
I didn't get that, at the other schools and things like that, but it's just the way that the boys here
Respectful.
are respectful, and they know how to like treat people in a good manner. And I think especially this day and age, that's important to raise young men that know
No
how to
doubt.
treat people respectfully, women especially,
Yeah.
things like that.
1,000%.
So that's kind of what I always just tell people. CC gets this rap that like it's just rich kids and this kind of stuff.
No,
and
no.
I'm so happy to be here now that I can spill that out to. That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
how it is.
No, not at all.
There's kids that come here because they need our help and things like that, or there's other circumstances, but. I just let everybody know that's absolutely not how it is.
No, of course.
It's these kids are respectful. I've never in my life had a door open for me by a 9th grader, 10th grader, things like that. So,
That's so nice.
it's
I'm glad you
nice.
said it.
And
me too.
I enjoy bringing my kids around here. It's a safe environment.
sure.
They come to the athletic events.
Yeah.
They come to my office just to hang out if there's a half day or no school.
love
And
that.
everybody's so kind. How are you? Or like jokes with them. And, my kids wear CC gear to school and all this stuff now. So, and my daughter's so funny. She's like, why is it only boys at this school? And all this stuff. So explaining that to her is really kind of funny. And when I had first got this job, I got a lot of like CC stuff, and I'm bringing her home stuff, and she's like, why is everything CC in our house? So it's just funny. So they wear that around, and they enjoy the football games. They think it's cool, basketball games.
Yeah.
And I enjoy going to
Does your
things.
son think about coming here?
I don't even know if that's in his realm, but but hopefully if
Yeah, that works.
it
yeah.
works, he definitely
If he
will
does come
come.
here, get him into tennis.
Yeah, right. He's ready to like dabble in every sport. He's
That's
actually
great.
going to do this. I just found out about the little wrestling camp thing, just to have something to do in the
That's
winter.
so good.
I just like to keep him active.
Yeah,
like
of course.
his season ended like 2 weeks ago, and you should see this kid moping around the house. I'm like, okay, I know there's more to life than sports, but
Right.
he doesn't know what to do with himself. It gets
Right.
dark early, this and that. So, but yeah, he's all in on it, and he thinks it's cool, and he'll wear it. Wear a CC to school and things like that. And he goes to school with Brooks and Bo, who are Aaron and Lauren's
Oh, the
kids.
same school.
So
That's
they're
so
all in the
good.
same school
Oh,
together.
my
So is
God.
my daughter.
That's
so
great.
it's really nice. And, so we joke around that, they are the walking business cards for CC at
Yeah,
Lake.
yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So for so many people, Jess, keeping organized is the biggest
Yes.
challenge in life. So
Yeah.
just share with some of our listeners how you as a young mom, active family, active children, and a hyperactive organization here at CC, how do you keep it all straight?
Color coding my Google Calendar and sharing that with my husband.
Good for you.
That
do you do
is-
that seriously?
Yes.
That's so strong.
So I have a family calendar that's highlighted in purple, so my husband knows what's going on.
So good.
I have my yellow is just for me, so I know if I have a business office meeting coming up, and then the CC school calendar's on there as well, so I know what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. And then I also have the old school desk calendar on my desk,
Yeah,
so
I
I
have
can
that too.
write certain things. Because there's so many times where my husband's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, I told you. So I'm like,
Yeah.
now I got the Google calendar. I said we're sharing it together, this and that.
so
In the
good.
office especially, I have different folders for different things, making sure that that's organized. I put a basket on my desk because I'm like, okay, these are going to be open invoices. These are invoices that have been paid.
Yeah,
I take
yeah.
those,
Oh,
put them
you're
on
the-
Aaron's desk,
you're the
things
one
like that.
Pays, for tournaments,
Yeah.
you're the one that pays them?
Yeah, well, essentially, Aaron has to sign off on them, but I get them all ready, get them
Yeah.
prepared. He
Oh,
signs
okay.
them, and I take
Right.
them to the
I thought
business
the
office.
business office did that.
They do, but I just get it. You have to have all the proper documentation and things like that.
So you're doing the AP, accounts pay, you're doing
Yeah.
all of that too?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so now we just like implemented bi-weekly business meetings, so we know what money each sport is bringing in and going out, so we can kind of keep things on track for that. Because sometimes you get new coaches.
Tennis is a big.
You guys doing great, I got to say, because you guys raise a lot of money and all that kind of stuff. And
who's in those meetings, those bi-weekly? Is it the coaches?
Nope. So now me, Erin, and then they hired Brittany in the business office, so she'll come down to our office and she'll bring the sheets and we'll take a look at things.
That's so good.
And we already turned in like our 25-26 projections and where we think all the sports are at and what they may need and things like that. So there's a lot of little line items that go on in the sports, like gates. Who gets charged for tennis doesn't charge, but you guys get money elsewhere. You guys do good at fundraising, so that all has to go into certain accounts.
So interesting.
Yeah. Our fundraising has been really good this year because of I have to say Mr. Verma, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
He has done a
he emails me a
fantastic
lot.
job.
Yeah. And there you have very kind tennis parents because they'll send me the receipts to get reimbursed and they're like, okay, we don't want to get reimbursed for the kids, only the parents, things like that.
I hear that
so
too.
that's really kind.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we'll take it on. This is our kids' team. This is our son's family, things like that. And that's another reason why I really want my kids to be in sports because I always tell everybody. Not even just sports, just clubs or things like that in general, because it's just a sense of like feeling like you have somebody or somewhere to go every day.
Absolutely. Super important.
There could be a really, really shy kid in class, but they hit the court or something, and it sparks something in them, and
well,
there's
it gives
this new
them a sense of
of
a responsibility to others, right? You're on a team.
Yeah.
You can't. You got to hold your end up.
Yeah, and you're having a bad day maybe, but then you go to with your team and they lift you up, and you have those people to lean on. So whether it's a club or a sport, things like that, I just think it's really important, no matter what, for any kid to be involved in something because you never know what somebody's happening at home and things like that.
Absolutely.
Maybe they enjoyed their time here and they want to be here with their CC family or things like that. So any club, any sport, I am such a advocate for because I think it's just what kids need, especially at a young age, and just keep it moving.
We noticed on the JV side, the bonds and the friendship.
Yeah.
That they come together, and they hang out outside of town.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I still have, and this is talk about wild story.
Yeah.
So, back when I played Michigan Hawks, I had where a lot of us are still friends or whatever, but there was this one girl. Her name is Sarah. She and I were like good friends, and we would have sleepovers, this and that, and then life goes on. You go to college, this and that. I'm in Washington State at the time, and I see a picture of her with my fiance's brother, and I immediately text my fiance's brother and say, "Why are you with Sarah?" He's like, "Oh, well, we got connected to like go out on a date." Okay. Fast forward, they are now married. My childhood best friend is now my sister-in-law.
No
kidding.
Can
you believe that?
No, I can't.
I know. And to this day, we crack up and we tell the kids, we're like, did you know that Titi and I were like best friends as kids and all this stuff. So
That's
now
so
that
cool.
is wild because I was like, you want to like your sister-in-law, and thank God I do. So. But the story is just wild, just like how, it's all crazy, but that's always the funny one that I talk about, that like we were really great friends, and she ended up coming, she was at our wedding, of course, and things like that, but now we're sisters, so it's great.
So good.
I wanted to ask, so is your husband athletic? Does he play sports?
Not anymore, but yeah, he did. He grew up in Madison Heights and went to Lamphere, and he did swimming, he did football, hockey, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So it's kind of like in our blood that our kids do some sort of activity.
So did you play at Western?
I didn't, because I'll be honest with you. By the time I played from 7 to 18, by the time I was going to college, I was kind of like,
done.
Yeah, I just want to have like a normal college experience and
smart,
and also not be so regimented. Like, I was a good kid in high school. I didn't have time to get in trouble. I had soccer 4 or 5 nights a week. Then we had tournaments. We'd be out of town for 5 days, whatever. Don't get me wrong. Best time of my life was with my soccer team and friends to this day, and I remember that specifically, and that's why I want my kids to be involved in that stuff, because I say the tournaments were awesome, everything was awesome, but at the same time, we're not really having him pick a sport, or my daughter right now, we're letting him dabble in everything, see what you like, and then by the time maybe you're like, and I know things have changed and it's competitive, you got to like pick your sport by 3rd grade. But I also don't want them
So
to
right.
be burnt out and not enjoy it.
Exactly.
And if we're lucky enough that they're good enough to get a scholarship for college, I want that to happen. Now,
No,
I
of
did
course.
get a few offers for soccer, but I just broke my dad's heart and turned him down and just
Oh,
told
I'm
him,
sure.
you know, I just want to be a young kid while I still can. So.
But in hindsight, the right decision.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure I would have loved it, but I never would have met my husband or my best friends.
Did
Or
he play anything in college?
no, he didn't either. No, he just did school and things like that. But
I didn't
yeah.
know Western was engineering. There was engineering.
Oh yeah, yep. He there's like mechanical engineering, aviation, all that kind of stuff. Good
Oh,
engineering
mechanical.
school.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. So,
So-
but I love it here, by the way. So it's
So
great.
you are an amazing advertisement for goodness, discipline, and knowledge. That's
Oh, I
that's
knew you
for
had to
sure.
get that in.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
it's so important. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the red thread, right? I mean, we
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
it every episode.
I was
so.
wondering how you're going to get
Yeah.
that in on every
Well,
episode.
I mean, Jessica just it comes out of her pores, right? I mean, that's the excitement and your clearly your passion
I can
for-
feel the
Oh.
excitement and the passion. in your
Yeah,
face.
I
And-
just love it.
that's why you and Aaron are like a perfect fit.
Yeah, he jokes that I'm his work wife. He goes, and also, by the way, me and Lauren are both Libras.
Me too. What's your birthday?
October 14th.
October 9th.
All right.
My daughter's October 8th.
Yeah, there we go.
What the heck?
And
What's
Aaron is
Aaron's?
actually a Libra too, by the way. So he jokes.
I'm
He's
not
like,
that out.
he goes,
So they
he's
say.
like, oh God, you're a Libra. Lauren's a Libra. I have my wife, and now you're my work wife. You're the same exact. I can't escape. And so me and Lauren always joke about it. And you know, she'll
so-
text me and be like, how's Aaron today? I'm like, oh, who knows? You know, like we'll just joke about him. And
That's so good.
but it's good, and so it's good atmosphere, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, like I said. And
Yeah, for
and
sure.
Dave is great. He's so funny. I know he is always wandering around, but when you really get to talk with him, he cracks me up. He's so funny. And
Oh,
then
that's good. Mm-hmm.
There's always all the coaches that I've met are awesome, and everybody just enjoys it.
Same for us.
You
too.
know?
Yeah.
It's a happy place.
Yeah.
And authentically happy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. There's no put on. It's just so
I
real.
really enjoyed doing this.
Yeah,
The-
this
the-
is,
the coaching and
Yeah.
I'm so blessed that Robbie asked me.
I know.
Yeah, me too. I mean, for me too. It's just unbelievable.
What do you guys do in your off season?
So
Play
I'm
tennis.
I'm still currently working.
Okay.
So I'm blessed to be with a fairly new apparel company that started in 2017.
Okay.
I've been there since 2022 as their CEO.
Okay.
And I have a great team of 60 some odd people, and the brand is based out of Canada.
Okay.
But I work out of my home in Northville.
Perfect.
But I try to fit in tennis as often as I can. But it's so interesting. When I was one of the, and I think maybe you don't know this, we played Brother Rice
Yes.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the coach, you know, everything, there's always one of those moments, Jessica,
Mm-hmm.
that are so defining for you as a
Yeah.
person, coach, or parent. And the coach came to Vijay and said, Vijay, you know, I think teams should say a prayer together.
Wow.
So Vijay came over and says,
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, would you say
Well,
a
I
prayer?
thought he meant, oh yeah, go. Team should play.
Separately.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes, no. I think we should, because Brother Rice, CC.
Sure.
We should get together and pray. I go,
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea. I know the right guy for this. I went,
So we all got together,
Mm-hmm.
arch rivals,
Right.
and we prayed together. And for me, Jessica, I was good going through it, but I'm glad I had sunglasses on
Yeah.
because
Tearing up.
it was
Yeah.
flowing.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote down on my clipboard, "This is your calling," because that's how it was. So like, it was the Holy Spirit was like so within me in that moment, and it was like, and I've been blessed to speak to many people
Yeah.
in terms of motivational talks and things, but this was the most important 3 minutes, maybe of my life, on the athletic side. So it was just.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's such a blessing.
Yeah.
It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. So, yeah, so we play tennis as often as we can. This morning we got a little bit of sleep, but we got to the courts. We got to the courts at 5:30.
Wow.
We
Oh.
played till 7:39, and then we came here. So,
Now that it gets light out in the morning too, it's better. Like
Yeah.
you can do it right now. So
and well, in the off season, your question wasn't sorry
Yeah.
for the long answer,
that's
but
okay.
we are offering the children not to give the students not to give them lessons,
Mm-hmm.
but if they have the desire to continue with their tennis training,
Yeah.
we're here for them.
Okay.
And what we want to instill, Jess, is a lot more fitness.
Yeah.
So we're going to incorporate some HIIT workouts on the track. We're going to do a lot more. We're encouraging to do some strength training and hook up with a coach that can do that. So.
Well, Ethos is here.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
for sure.
could meet with them, and they can
Okay.
work you in their plan and things
Do
like
they
that.
have an office here?
No, but they have.
They're in Plymouth, right?
And South Lyon.
And South Lyon, okay.
But yeah, they're here all the time, like conditioning
Okay.
kids and things like that. So,
That'd be
and
great.
any kid, you don't have to be in a sport, you don't have to do
let me ask
anything. You can do conditioning.
our kids actually take advantage of this?
Oh yeah,
Do they?
yeah.
I bet you it's mainly football players, though, right?
No, I mean goodness. I know
love that.
swim and dive has been talking about
Okay.
getting in there.
Oh, no kidding.
Golf. Oh, sort. Oh yeah. They'll and you can sit
We
down
need
with
to
them
encourage
at
our tennis players. to
yeah.
do that.
And you can even sit down with them and say, hey, we have tennis players. What kind
Okay.
of exercises you recommend? Things like that. So,
Okay.
I know, and like I said, there's kids that can benefit from that don't even, any kid can use the weight room. You don't have to be an athlete, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So, I encourage that. At least it's just, getting out there and staying active is so
Have to be.
important.
Yeah.
Whether or not, you're in season, off season,
Doesn't
do
matter.
a sport, don't do a sport.
Yeah.
It's just important.
And
And this is
can't
a great
stop.
place. You have an awesome workout facility here. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
And do you have the Ethos contact information that we can get from you?
I do. It's also on the website
Okay.
under athletics and like the strength and conditioning, things like
okay.
that. But
Oh,
yeah,
we'll take a look.
they're really great guys, and so
That'd be great.
they'll connect with you, and you could chit chat about what maybe you want to see or
Yeah, I'd love
what
to.
days they can work in.
We
and
we
stuff
should
like
do
that.
that
Yeah.
We should. We will.
and connect the kids to that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to say one more thing. You mentioned those 3 minutes when you were
Yeah.
praying with Brother Rice. And
Amazing.
He was so important. But talk to about what Zach Zopchik just did. No, we have to. We have to. Go ahead.
Oh man,
I forgot what the.
he's putting you on the spot for something.
Well, it's okay.
It's okay.
Okay. So Heather Zobchek sent me a note yesterday and thought that I would be, and her exact words were, "Hey Charlie, hope you're doing well. Just got this in my email and thought you would love to see it too." So it's Shamrocks of the month for October.
Yes. Yep. Dave works on that.
So I thought it was just informing me of this is okay. It was
He's gonna kick my butt later.
Oh no.
no. Look, it's a blessing, and I told Heather that too. So Zach was able to talk a little bit about his background,
Sure.
why Zachary. Quote from Zachary: "There are lots of things that happen in your life. It can become busy, but with that comes a lot of opportunities that come up. Take advantage of those opportunities."
Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Charlie Siracusa. He has coached me since my JV season. He has always helped motivate me with his speeches and actions. He took the time to work with me in my tennis skills all summer and is a great public speaker and teacher.
That's wonderful.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
You have that impression on your athletes.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
how you never, we just
Charlie
do it.
has a way of getting with the guys.
Well, we just do it because we love to do it.
Right.
And to have the
Yeah.
byproduct to be known that what you're doing is having an impact is
Yeah.
so, and I sent it to, it's so interesting.
And it's on the website, so everybody can see it. So there's no secret here.
So I sent it to
He's
my,
just being humble about it.
I sent it to my wife and my two amazing daughters. And I'm very blessed. And I hope I didn't delete it. So, Carly, Courtney, Paul. Courtney, she's 37, lives in Matawan, New Jersey. Zachary. Renee, great example, thumbs up, that's my wife.
Yeah.
And my amazing oldest daughter. Very nice words and true. I believe that's your true self, Dad. Teaching and working to motivate kids with 3 of those heart emojis. So,
Wonderful.
yeah, so it's amazing how that red thread of what this culture is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so locked into cultures because in my career, whether it was with Hanes or with Carhartt or with Timberland,
Yeah.
it's all about the culture.
Sure.
But then oftentimes the culture starts to crack a little bit when the pressure of business affects the people within the culture. Here, the culture, and you said it,
Yeah.
there are so many safe places for people to go so that they don't
Right.
have a situation where the culture could crack.
Right.
It's so solid here,
Yeah.
and that's,
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to be here, so.
Yeah. And Aaron speaks to it a lot when those shadows come through. he actually like tells the kids, go on your other shadows or go to the other schools.
Yeah.
You're not going to find a culture or environment
No.
like you're going to see here today, this day, he says. But I challenge you to go ahead and then you think about, like, you compare. And he's just always like, there's no place like this.
No.
That's what he tells those those shadows that walk around.
Yeah.
And then we always try to crack a joke and make them laugh because we
Of
want,
course.
yeah. So,
You want them to have fun.
yeah. But yeah, so that he talks about that as well. He's
That's
just like, this
wonderful.
is it's a special place, and a lot of people don't get to see the inside of it. You know, they just see.
I think.
Until you're here, you really
Well,
Yeah.
I
don't
think
know.
also when you're
Right.
here, a lot of people don't realize that.
Right.
Going
No.
to school here, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, you know, I'm just going to CC. But then when you leave, you look back
Sure.
and you go, wow, that was special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so reinforcing because I could be at Westbourne Market in downtown Plymouth, and I'm at the meat counter. CC, you coach tennis. I played tennis in 1989.
Yeah, there's always a connection.
And then now that when I
Yeah.
go in, I'm with Renee. Where's your husband? How's tennis? And then I'm on a plane flying back to New Jersey with my amazing daughter and son-in-law 2 weeks ago. I sit down. I have my CC.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I went there. I'm a grad there. Da 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 da.
I know.
It's everywhere.
Well, remember Chris Luke, who's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was at the U.S. Open.
That's right. Yeah.
wow.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he had, I think he had just a CC shirt on.
He had the shirt on.
And somebody in the crowd goes, hey, I went to CC.
No, it's everywhere. The first week I got this job, I had wore my CC shirt because it was great. Took my kids to Coney Island and Wixom. The dishwasher comes out
No
of
way!
the kitchen and says,
Oh my God!
"Do you teach there?" I was like, "No, I don't, but I just started working there." And he goes on. He's like, "Oh, we usually have a student here that helps out and this and that, and then blah blah, blah all this stuff." And it's funny. I told Aaron, I'm like, I can't wear CC out anywhere because it's like I get stopped or I'm doing something or I have to be like,
I
man,
yeah.
that's awesome, but I've got to go, you know, so that everybody always just
So
wants to
I'm
stop
at
you.
Harvest Bread Company in.
I love that place.
In Commerce Township.
Yeah.
I walk in there. I think I had this on, and the owner. is
Yeah.
In the back making bread. He goes, I went to CC.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. It's everywhere. I've got my father-in-law who lives up north, St. Helen. He was wearing a CC hat when we were up there for the summer, and he's in the water, and some guy was like, "Did you go there?" And he's like, "No, my daughter just works there, but I wear it around." And this guy went on and on talking about he knew
yeah.
people that went there. So it's really funny, all the like spider web of connections, and
It is.
that's also another great thing for the kids is they're always going to probably have a good base outside of the school.
Networking.
You know, networking, yeah, and that will help you in many endeavors in your life.
No
so,
doubt.
Yeah.
The connections are
Yeah.
Huge blessings for
So
sure.
let's go back to what you said. You want to teach here.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
After you retire from.
Yeah, and you know it's those. When I just spoke with Renee, we went to dinner Friday, and so blessed to be 72 in October 9th. Blessed to do everything that I
Yeah.
still want to do, but now time is more precious to me
Sure.
than the career or compensation.
Yeah.
Because my blessings are many, Jess. And I just want to find a way to give back. And I told Robbie, because I have some separation anxiety because I'm not going to be coaching.
Oh, really?
So she's going to connect me to St. Catharines so
Okay.
I can do them in the spring and then come back here in the fall.
Yeah.
But if there was ever an opportunity here at CC to, I don't know, teach a class on entrepreneurship, brand management, relationships,
Yeah.
networking, I would be all in. So I'll.
Go to the main office and tell them. No.
I will when I'm dressed a little more
Oh,
appropriately.
yeah, right, right.
But yeah, I have to have some conversations with the owners of the company that
Sure.
I'm with, I need to put a plan in place to wind it down because I hired people from. You said it. I was able to hire people from my network
Yeah.
over the last 30 years,
Yeah.
put them in place, so I know that the company's going to be left in good hands. So.
Or you could even just start a club and get your foot in the door that way. But
Yeah.
and
Oh, that's
with
a
with that
great
kind
idea.
of skill set, anybody who wants to have a career in this and that,
Idea.
That's a great idea.
yeah, and start like an entrepreneur club or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Because
What
this
a
is the
great-
place to do it.
What a great idea, Jess.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it'd be great.
When you go to the open house, there's a club for everything.
Everything, yeah.
That's
So,
really a great
yeah.
idea.
So, I mean,
That's
I'm
a
sure
great
you
idea.
could
I
do
didn't think
something
of that.
along that lines. Like, a club for learning like, you know, entrepreneurship and how to start your own companies or things like
Yeah,
that. But
sure.
yeah, I think that's a good skill for kids to
Yeah,
learn.
for sure.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. So that
Well-
might be the way to go.
Okay. Well, Jessica, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, honored to have you here.
Thank
and,
you. It was awesome to be here.
blessing to meet you. Yeah, it's
You
awesome.
should be a star.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But remember us when you
Oh,
get
yeah.
those million views. if
Right.
you
Oh,
don't
I
get
know.
them, right?
Yes. Thank you.
Please. Okay.
My Venmo is. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
That's great. Well, Jess, thanks so much, and let's go play some tennis.
All right.
Thanks
All
so much.
right.
Thanks,
Thank
Jess.
you.
That was so good, Jess.